Hi there, welcome to Law and Justice. Today we are going to be considering something quite interesting, and this is youngest death sentences of all time.
Each one of these murders was a deliberate and planned act. Therefore, this panel finds that the death penalty is appropriate, should be, and is hereby given for each of the four murders by the defendant.
This is Austin Myers, a murder suspect in Ohio.
So I start to freak out. I'm just like, shit, this isn't going as planned. I don't know what to do. It's too late to fucking take it back. And I don't know what else to do. I pulled out my knife because it was right in my pocket. I had my cargo shorts on. And I started stabbing him in the back.
On January 28, 2014, Austin Myers and Timothy Mosley robbed and killed Justin back at his house in Waynesville, Warren County, Ohio. Justin's stepfather, Mark Cates, found their house in a mess and called 911.
My safe is gone. My handgun that was on top of the safe is gone. Watches, looked like it was a wreck.
As per reports, Myers held Justin while Mosley tried to strangle him with a makeshift garrote. As the Navy recruit resisted the duo, Mosley panicked.
Plan was, now, clean, no blood.
Right.
I got him like right on the chin.
Okay.
So I start to freak out. I'm just like, shit, this isn't going as planned. I don't know what to do. It's too late to take it back.
Right.
And in desperation, Mosley stabbed Justin from behind.
It never felt like it hit the bone or anything like where it was tough. It just
It was in and out.
Really?
I had enough time. I don't know exactly. No,
Justin was stabbed a total of 21 times. During their interrogation, Myers tried to blame Mosley for the stabbing.
Did you ever ask Tim why this suddenly happened?
I didn't want to try to talk about it because he just killed one of my old friends in front of me, and he had a gun in his pocket, and I don't know why he killed him in the first place.
Mosley, on the other hand, claimed that Myers was the mastermind of the murder robbery.
after hearing him trying to sell me out and make me look like I did everything, how would I know about the safe? How would I know about the money? Why would I put something in cold blood when he told me about it?
What did he tell you?
When he told me about Justin's house and his stepdad, saying he has a safe, he keeps it cracked open, and he has a gun and a lot of money.
How much money did you think was going to be there?
I also said a good couple thousand. So we were thinking, quick job, in and out, boom, well, make some money. And then we came up with a plan of taking out Justin, because in the way.
So he's the brains of the operation, it sounds like.
Pretty much, I was following.
You're the muscle.
After the murder, they wrapped Justin's body in a blanket and dumped it in a rural area. Myers fired 2 shots into the body.
He says you're the one that pulled the trigger on the gun, and he's already dead. I mean, all I want to know is, I want to know the truth. He says you shot him, and he's very convincing. Did you shoot the gun, or did he?
After being arrested and charged in court, Mosley reached a plea agreement in which he agreed to testify against Myers. He told the court about Justin's final moments.
Obviously, Justin was trying to put up a fight, and he wasn't overpowering us. Justin was trying to ask us why. He was pleading to stop, pretty much begging for his life.
What did Austin say in response to these questions and statements that Justin Back is making as he's attempting to kill him?
In the lines of, it's all right, it's almost over.
He then said that Myers wrote the plan to murder Justin in a notebook, which was presented in court.
No mess.
What's the significance of that? What did that mean?
The idea of strangling him, that way it would create no mess, pretty much be an easier job to handle.
The defense argued that it was Mosley who had planned the murder and took the plea deal by falsely testifying against Myers.
Timmy's got a reason to lie. You heard about the plea agreement, contract. Timmy has a reason to save his own skin at this point.
Justin's parents didn't hold back in court when they appeared before Myers.
Austin could have stopped it, but tells Justin, it's okay, it's almost over. You could have changed your mind many times, but you didn't, especially when Justin was begging for his life.
I'm going to stand up here and tell you how much I hate you. That is without question. I would just hope that every time you close your eyes at night, you see my son Justin.
Before his sentencing, Myers took to the stands. He addressed the victim's parents.
I'm sorry that this happened. I know that doesn't bring Justin back, but I'm sorry.
He apologized and said he regrets killing Justin back.
I hate for any family to go through such pain and suffering as this.
Myers then asked the jurors to spare his life for his family's sake.
If you choose for me to die, it's only going to cause more pain and suffering for another family. Not me. It won't hurt me. I won't feel anything. It's going to hurt more innocent people.
Now, this is the moment the 19-year-old will learn his fate.
The defendant does not understand how precious life is. The court finds that the state has proven beyond a reasonable doubt that the aggravating circumstance outweighs the mitigating factor. Therefore, the sentence of death shall be imposed upon Austin Gregory Myers on the charge of aggravated murder.
Myers was found guilty of all charges and was sentenced to death. He is the youngest person on Ohio's death row. While Austin Myers was sent to death row for killing his best friend, how does it compare to murdering a mother and her daughter? Like in the case of Marlon Joseph, a double murder suspect in Florida.
Murdering a mother in the presence of her own child, and then chasing that child out in the street like a dog and shooting her 5 times.
On December 28, 2017, Joseph shot and killed Kalada Crowell and her 11-year-old daughter Kyra Inglet in their home after a dispute between his daughter and Kyra. According to police reports, Joseph first shot Crowell in the head and then chased and shot Kyra 5 times. Joseph then went on the run for 5 days. His mother pleaded with him to turn himself in.
Son, I love you. You know I love you, but can you please just turn yourself in?
Joseph was soon arrested from a nearby apartment complex. Legal analysts called it a particularly heinous crime, and that Marlon Joseph deserved the death penalty.
Murdering a mother in the presence of her own child, and then chasing that child out in the street like a dog and shooting her 5 times, I believe it was 3 shots in the head. Those are gruesome facts, and you know, when you commit an offense like that, you are the poster child for the death penalty.
Now it was time for Marlon to learn his fate.
Marlon Maurice Joseph, you have not only forfeited your right to live among us, but under the laws of the state of Florida, you have forfeited your right to live at all.
Joseph was found guilty of all charges and sentenced to death.
And on that date, you shall be executed in a method provided by Florida law.
While Marlon Joseph was sent to death row for killing a mother and her daughter, how does it compare to targeting and murdering 2 people at random? Like in the case of Dexter Johnson, a robbery and murder suspect in Texas. According to reports, Johnson was part of a group of 5 who randomly targeted Maria Aparici and Hui Ngo, who were sitting in their car outside Aparici's house in Houston. Johnson and his accomplices forced the couple into the backseat of their car and drove them to a secluded area where they robbed them of their belongings. Johnson then assaulted Aparici in front of Ngo before shooting them both in the head. Johnson was arrested a few days later after police traced the stolen car and found DNA evidence linking him to the crime. He faced charges of 2 counts of capital murder, carjacking, robbery, and unlawful intercourse, with the potential for the death penalty.
Dexter Darnell Johnson, the jury has found you guilty of capital murder. In accordance with the laws of the state of Texas, this court hereby assesses your punishment of death.
After the verdict, Johnson was visibly distraught, and his family, sitting in the gallery, broke down.
He's just a god! It's a god!
Suddenly, Johnson sprang from his seat and lunged towards the victim's family, before being quickly surrounded by officers. He was restrained and removed from the court. Johnson was 18 when he was sentenced to death. 13 years later, in 2019, a federal court halted the execution of Johnson, citing him being intellectually disabled and therefore ineligible for the death penalty. While Dexter Johnson was sent to death row for his mindless double murder, how does it compare to killing a friend in the pretense of sneaking out? Like in the case of Aiden Fucci, a murder suspect in Florida.
What's going on? Why am I here? I just want to talk to my mom and dad. What's going on? What's going on?
As per reports, Aiden Fucci stabbed and killed his 13-year-old classmate Tristan Bailey in a wooded area near their homes in Bailey, Florida. CCTV footage showed that Tristan was last seen with Fucci on the night of her murder.
Show the 2 subjects walking from the top left to the top right, and they're traveling in a direction east towards the cul-de-sac. of Saddlestone.
Later that night, Fucci was caught on camera running away from the area where he and Tristan had gone a few hours ago.
You can see that he's carrying something in his hands.
Tristan was reported missing by her family, and hours later, her body was discovered with 114 stab wounds. Fucci was arrested in relation to the then missing case of Tristan. He posted on Snapchat while sitting in the back of the cop car. He even took a video on his phone.
We're having fun in a f***ing cop car.
Yep. Tristan.
What's up, guys? Yep. Tristan, if you f***ing walk out the damn...
In custody, Fucci was grilled by his parents.
The Snapchat that you did was not very smart.
Not gonna put it on. Now we have people in the burner house, not in our cars now, because of that Snapchat thing you did. It's all over. You're all over the internet and everywhere. Social media.
It is on social media. You'll probably come stay with me after we get done with this, just for your well, safe being.
This is serious.
Later, Fucci's mother was caught on camera trying to clean the blood out of the jeans he was wearing during the murder. She was later charged with tampering with evidence. Fucci was charged with first-degree murder. Later, in a court appearance, Fucci seemed confused and disoriented.
What's going on? I don't let you demons. You demons want to take my soul away. I don't let you demons steal my soul.
Fucci pleaded guilty to all charges and apologized to the victim's family.
I just want to say I plead not guilty. And I'm sorry for the Bailey family and my family.
Tristan's sister appeared in court and made powerful victim impact statements.
This jar now holds 114 stones, one for each of the 114 stab wounds that my sister had to endure. Did she see you coming at her with the knife, or did you stab her while she wasn't paying attention? Did she scream out for help, or was she paralyzed with agony? Did she cry for my mother? Did she beg you to stop? Did you hear her lungs gargling with blood? Or did you see it in her face when she realized she could no longer breathe due to her collapsed lungs? What were her last words? Did you stay to watch her die? Or did you leave her there in agonizing pain as you ran away? How long did she suffer? Did you watch the life leave her eyes?
Tristan's mother said that she would never forgive Fucci.
Aiden Fucci, you have destroyed me. You have destroyed my family. You have destroyed Tristan's friends. You have destroyed the community that we live in. You have caused a divide amongst friends and neighbors that should have never been.
During the verdict, the judge said that this was probably the most shocking case of his career.
I would submit that this case is probably the most difficult and shocking case that this county in St. Johns County has dealt with. In the 20 years that I have been, or 16 years that I have been practicing law, and the 30 years that I have lived and worked in this all of Northeast Florida, this case is one of only a very small few that had this level and this type of impact on the...
He said that Tristan was conscious and aware during her attack.
114 stab wounds, 49 defensive wounds, 35 wounds to the head and neck, 29 to the back and shoulder, and 6 fatal wounds.
The judge added that the crime was highly premeditated and the Fucci was always going to kill someone.
There was a heightened level of premeditation in this case. Based on the prior statements that he made to his girlfriend and his friend, he indicated that he was going to kill someone. At which point he determined that it was going to be Tristan Bailey, I don't know, but there was going to be a victim.
The judge also said that this crime had no reason. He added that Fucci killed Tristan only to satisfy his desire to see what it was like to kill someone.
Also very troubling is that this crime had no motive. This was not done out of greed. It was not done in retaliation, retribution, or revenge. It was not a crime of passion. It was not a crime that was committed because he felt rejected by her. It was not done in a fit of uncontrollable anger. There was no reason. There was no purpose. It was done for no other reason than to satisfy this defendant's internal desire to feel what it was like to kill someone.
Fucci was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He was just 14 years old.
Mr. Fucci, having entered a plea of guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I adjudicate you guilty of the premeditated first-degree murder of Tristan Bailey.
I sentence you to life in prison.